Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We provide fan-oriented and analytic discussions on a variety of animated shows, movies, and anime, currently featuring Steven Universe, Miraculous Ladybug, The New Powerpuff Girls, Star vs. the Force of Evil, and Ruby. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
Hey, y'all.
Sam Quattro.
Hello.
And Brit Griffin.
Hello.
Today, we will be discussing Moana, the recently released Disney animated feature. Came out, 2 weeks ago?
The 23rd.
Okay, so, essentially. And we will be, reviewing, discussing the movie. Very exciting and a big animated release. Get into all of that. I guess spoilers. I don't think it's really a spoilers movie, to be honest, but we'll say our general impressions first. But yeah, you can check out everything about us at overlyanimated.com, or you can search for the Overly Animated Podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, or your other favorite podcatcher. Let's get right into this. I think you guys saw this today, and I saw this last night, so all very fresh. So reactions to seeing Moana, Delaney.
I loved this movie. I think it's my new favorite Disney movie, because it's very rare that I actually go and see a Disney movie in theaters. The last time, I saw Zootopia, but I don't, I'm slowly getting out of my I hate Disney, and everything it stands for phase. So, now I'm I'll go and see it. So, because, in high school, I was annoying. But, so, loved it. I went with a bunch of my friends. Definitely a film everyone needs to see on the big screen. I've been telling people, it's like Pocahontas plus Mulan plus Hercules, which are all coincidentally, three of my, favorite, Hercules and Mulan are, my top Disney movies. And then, of course, Pocahontas is great. And so I just loved it. It's the music that's gorgeous. I think it's probably it's just the most gorgeous Disney film. It's just beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.
Everything about it. All my friends really liked it. I'll talk about that a little bit. My roommate had a crisis. Yeah. The resident Frozen obsessed. So that was funny.
Oh, goodness.
But no, it's amazing. I think I want everyone to watch it. It's just so great. It's just the music, everything about it. And I've been following this movie since it was announced. And I knew I was going to love it, and I was just really excited about it. And then it happened, and I was like, it's even better than I anticipated. It's just so great. I'm just really happy about this film.
Delaney, very happy about Moana. We'll drill into this more later. Sam, reactions to Moana?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. It was one of the better Disney movies I've seen in my lifetime. So I was talking to Dylan a little bit before we were podcasting. I was saying, yeah, it actually made me laugh out loud a couple of times. And, when a movie makes me do that, it gets a thumbs up automatically.
The Sam scale.
The Sam scale. If it makes me laugh aloud, it's good.
Yeah.
At least a little bit.
Yeah.
Was it Hey Hey?
Yes, I loved Hey Hey the chicken. He was great, and I loved him. I don't know. It was just a really good character movie. I feel all the characters were so funny, and I think pretty well fleshed out, or at least in terms of having quirks and not being cookie cutter, mold.
Yeah.
Characters, but yeah, I liked it a lot. It was really good. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up also from Sam. Brit, impressions on Moana.
It was terrible. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was good. I really liked Moana, herself as a person. The animation was amazing. Amazing. There were some really minor plot things I didn't really like. The chicken was funny. And I really liked her grandma. Her grandma was...
Oh my god, the grandma's my favorite character after Moana. So great.
So, thumbs up.
Thumbs up from Brit as well. Yeah, I'll complete the positive reviews. I very much enjoyed Moana. I guess I could be getting good reviews even better than I expected. I think that this is a movie with a lot of great things about it. I think that I've been listening to the soundtrack all day, and it's really great, and we'll talk about that. I think Moana herself is a big highlight of the film. The animation, like you guys said, is very good, and really, it's just there's no down points. It's really positive, fast-paced, very much enjoyable throughout. I mean, I think the things that are wrong with this are like what I would say is negative about every single Disney movie. I think that this movie should have been at least half an hour longer, if not like 40 minutes, 45. Like it's all very rushed, and it's a purposeful rushing though. Like it's every single Disney movie. It has to be 90 minutes. It has to like move incredibly fast. Like I just rewatched Beauty and the Beast recently. We're going to do a podcast on that soon, and it has the same thing. So, but you know, overall, very, very favorable impressions. And just on a conceptual level, like we almost take this for granted at this point, but like, just cause we like knew what this movie was, but Moana features no love interest for Moana and no villain. Very atypical. Just flat out no villain, no love interest. And
the villain was their self-doubt.
Basically, right? Like even
I mean, they had like conflicts in
there's conflict and stuff, yeah.
There wasn't like an actual villain.
There's no
like even the giant lava monster wasn't a bad guy.
Right. So Sam was like the volcano.
There was the
villain,
coconut,
but,
the evil coconut.
Yeah, the coconut,
and the evil crab.
I mean, this is a Disney movie that doesn't feature a villain or a villain song. Like it's very atypical.
The crab.
No, the crab had a song, Dylan. The crab had a song.
I would not. I don't know if I'd describe him as a villain.
The crab wasn't a villain. He was hilarious.
He was an antagonist. Yeah, that's true. The crab song is one of my favorite songs in the movie, by the way.
That is my girlfriend's favorite part of the movie.
Yeah, that scene. I mean, we'll get into this more. That scene was notable. Like this entire movie is so like compact and everything is purposeful. And, like everything.
I really like this song.
And then there's just this random crab scene which doesn't really tie into the rest of the movie, but it was like you can tell why they kept it because it was very, very good, that entire sequence. Anyway, yeah, I guess let's start with Moana herself, who's kind of, I mean, the latest Disney princess, not princess. They make fun of that in the movie, Chief's daughter. I guess my impression is that I connect with Moana a lot more than I typically do with Disney princesses who characterization isn't often prioritized, I feel like, with them. But yeah, I don't know. Delaney, what were your thoughts on Moana herself and her journey throughout the movie?
I think she, like, definitely, I do think she's probably one of the most relatable Disney princesses, if not the most. Like, she's just fun, and also, like, though she is similar kind of to like Mulan and Jasmine in that like she can do stuff. Like she's always like jumping around, like fighting, doing crazy stuff. Like she's very much an action oriented princess, which I think is very engaging. And that's definitely like it's fine. Disney's finally kind of hitting that point where it's like, oh, maybe we should try and do stuff that's like interesting and like a little progressive. And which, I mean, for Disney, this movie is like, wow, good job, Disney. Like, finally.
Yeah.
And, like, at last. She's just funny, and she's adorable, and she's just, like, there are no negative aspects to Moana, which that doesn't make her, like, that honestly isn't a problem for her character at all. Like, you know, some people are like, oh, Mary Sue, but I was like, shut up. Yeah. But she's fine. Like, she's funny and engaging, and she's just so honest, and she's just this pure, just adventurous character, and it's just great. You know, it's no different than, you know, I'll mention Kubo. Like they're just this. Normally we have films like this, and you know we have like this fun, go lucky, and it's a boy, you know, like a little boy, blah blah blah, and everyone's like, oh yeah, this movie's the best. That's what's so great. Like, they're like pull out no stops. Moana's just this awesome, amazing character, and it's like she's a girl. Yes, thank you. Good job, Disney.
Yeah, good.
It's kind of similar to Brave, also, but it doesn't go the like I'm not like the other princesses route either, though. Moana's just herself, and what I really like is there isn't there's kind of like this How to Train Your Dragon beginning, you know, going around and you know she's doing her chiefly duties like as she's in training, you know, talking to all the villagers. They all love her, and she's great at being chief. But she also wants to go on the ocean, which I thought that was probably the most interesting aspect of her character, and it was kind of the a little subversive, because normally we would go well, she's kind of terrible, that she hates it, and we're going on the ocean. But no, she loves both of them, and this is all about, it's finding that balance between what she wants to do, but also like her love for her people and what she needs to do as chief. Like she's doing both of those things.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably the best part of her character, and that's really the most really engaging part about Moana. She's just great.
Yeah, that's a great point. Like you make the good How to Train Your Dragon comparison. Like there, it's like he doesn't like get along with his father, and like he doesn't, it's not, it's just not suited for that. But yeah, they specifically point out that she's like a good leader and good at what she's doing, and she's also clamoring for the sea, which is like her main characterization.
And she's happy about where she is. There isn't this like she wants to go. It's
she doesn't want to escape. She wants to help her people, right?
Yeah,
like that,
and it's just balanced by that, like the ocean chose her. She's always had this special relationship with the ocean, and then of course her grandmother. So I think all the pieces just fit really well, and it makes for a very compelling and interesting, without being annoying story. Like there really aren't these typical annoying aspects, like Hiccup and his dad, like that's irritating, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Moana has both parents and good relationship with both parents.
That's so new. That doesn't happen.
That's another subversive aspect of this Disney film.
That's like literally the most anti-Disney thing in this movie.
Not an orphan at all. Yeah, there you go.
She has both parents.
Yeah,
and her mom actually like talks, and you see her.
It wasn't a lot, but yeah, she does. she does talk.
Well, it was very Korra-esque. I thought, like when her mom's like helping her pack, and I really liked that. I was like, where's Naga?
Where's Naga?
So yeah, who's Naga?
She doesn't have any siblings though, so that was
Is Naga the chicken or the pig? Which one?
Well, that's hard to see, because like Naga can kind of be a punk like the chicken, but the pig is so cute.
Yeah,
I was kind of
I'm really mad that pig didn't go on the trip.
Yeah, I
me
like
too.
I was so mad. I was like, because I saw the pig and I was like, yes, the pig. Like I'm so excited to see the pig for the rest of the movie. But I think I would have been distracted the whole film because it's so cute. Like I would have just stared.
I
think I would have given this like a point higher if the pig had been there.
Would have been better, yeah.
But I would have been worried. Like hey, I'm like, yes, I like hey, but like the chicken falls off the bum, like whatever. The pig, I would have been like, no,
no.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's interesting because the chicken was in like one scene and the pig was like the major companion in the beginning, but then the chicken's the one that goes.
They tricked us.
Yeah. Sam, Moana, fave Disney princess? Who's your fave Disney princess?
Before Moana, I don't know.
Is Moana your new fave Disney princess?
I think so. I don't really remember liking any of the Disney princess movies.
Hot take, yeah.
I don't like The Lion King. Simba is my favorite Disney princess. No. Yeah, but I love her like a lot. Like I think she's so great and beautiful and wonderful, and she like I don't know. I was thinking about this as I was watching it. It's different. I was thinking about it like in relationship to like Pocahontas, or I don't know. Mostly in relationship to Pocahontas. Why? Who's to say? But nonetheless, like how I sort of felt like in Pocahontas was like sort of like one-dimensional almost. Like she didn't really have like any character whatsoever. But here, like it's completely different. And we are in an era of Disney where the characters can bumble like idiots and be funny and be awkward and just have emotions and not just be like a one-note sort of character like the days of yore. And I think that's like really cool, especially in something that's quote unquote a Disney princess film. But yeah, Moana, she's so great and I love her a lot. Who I really like? I really like her grandma.
Yeah.
Grandma.
A lot of love for the grandma already, yeah.
I think we all like the grandma.
Yeah, I agree. Brit, for anything else about Moana that has not been said, but yeah, you like her?
I love her. She's great. I think I don't think she has like a fatal flaw other than self-doubt, and that irks me just like the teensiest tiny bit, because that happens sometimes with these types of movies, but like there's a sequel. We'll find out.
Are we confirmed for a sequel already? We probably
don't jinx it.
I don't think so, but probably.
But she's not like perfect. She does mess up and stuff, but
Moana 2, Back to the Island.
Back to the Island, yeah. Yeah, no, I really connect to Moana, and I think I said this before, but I'm not someone who typically connects to the Disney princesses, and I think it was, I mean, I think it's the characterization has been light, and they've been improving that a lot recently, and just she's incredibly sympathetic, she's adorable, and just really root for her, especially when she's with like her companion's not super likable. So I think that it's a good dynamic here. So let's talk about Maui. First of all, how did The Rock do as Maui?
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah, thumbs up. I think he's
amazing.
his song is one of the highlights, and he sings incredibly well in that. So
I had no idea he could sing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he's just great. I'm like, the fact, one, like, when I found out he was going to be in the movie, I was like, oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
Like, it's just great. I love him, and I really like Maui, like, because mainly it's like The Rock made the character, like,
Completely.
like, he's so great.
Yeah, it's great because he's Polynesian, and they basically cast on like correct people for this. I mean, like
Finally,
we actually cast a Hawaiian teenager for the main role, and she does incredibly well with that. And her voice is also incredible. Yeah, I think. But yeah, let's talk Maui. When I say he's not super likable, it's not to say he's not a good character. I thought he ends up being a
jerk with a heart of gold.
Yeah, particularly good instance of that type of trope. I think I gave somewhat of a crap about him, even though I don't typically like that trope. And I think it is a lot with the voice, but also I think that they focus on his arc, and it's very much a 2-character movie, and I think that works well. Delaney, positive on Maui?
Yes, I think he's an interesting character in that, and me and my friends were like discussing like after we watched the movie, and one of my friends really likes Loki, and she was like, "Oh, he's kind of like Loki, but he's not like evil."
Okay.
Because like which I mean, I thought was an interesting point. Like this, we have to remember, like he's a trickster. Like he's this, like I think the really like kind of sells him really is the beginning when he tricks Moana, because that's so funny. Like do this song, leading her around, and then just like throws her in a cave. Like that was great.
Yeah, I thought that was him at his most unlikable. But
well, yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's doing like bad things. That isn't
right. But like, he kind of grows up, like. But his thing is like he's just a very typical mythological character, which I thought was like, it's very, I mean, this is where I kind of talk about like, this is where I had said this is like Hercules, like he is like, and of course the tattoo is very reminiscent of the pots and a lot of the songs in Hercules.
He's talking he talks to himself. He
It's
talks
so
to things that are around him.
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah,
Or like being thrown into the sea and being found by the gods. That's very reminiscent of a lot of...
Delaney's right. He's an interesting take on this trickster mythological figure, because typically like that's the Loki type figure who's more on the evil side, and I think Maui's supposed to be like a good trickster.
He's like chaotic,
fun. Yeah, rapscallion. I like that.
Yeah, like I think clearly like he's supposed to, before he like stole the heart, he's supposed to be seen as heroic, and that was with still being kind of a trickster, just without that one unsympathetic action.
I thought that was really interesting too, is that part where, because it was a little confusing at first. You had, the grandmother's telling the story of Maui in the beginning of the film, and then you get a little further in, and then you meet Maui, and you're like, bruh, why do you're not that great? And he sings his song, which is great. And of course, he has Moana going. And then finally Moana's like, you're not that great, we actually all hate you. Like, I thought that was an interesting, like, way to go. Like, it was just neat. I think it kind of did a lot for his character. It was like, oh, I just want to be a hero. Like, I'm kind of a punk, but...
His ego and got knocked down a peg.
Yeah, like, I think that was, like, one of the really interesting parts of his character that I think worked really well. And I just really liked at the end where he takes several steps back. Because it was, a 2-character movie, but at the end it's Moana. Like, this is Moana's film, and it's about her. And, like, I just think it was done really well. And Maui compliments her very well, and they're really good friends, and they're really cute. It's great. Like, they're bros, and I love it. Like, they're really good.
They're bros.
Sam, positive on Maui?
Yeah, I like them. Okay, so I thought I was going to like him more before I watched the movie.
Because he's The Rock?
Yes, and The Rock, okay, growing up, The Rock was my favorite wrestler. I love The Rock so much.
Sam was ready.
And, I still like, I really like him. I just thought I was going to like him more. I thought he was going to be less of a jerk. But,
he'd be more like The Rock. I honestly thought that too. I wasn't expecting him to be as much of a jerk.
Maybe that's why they cast somebody who's, like, so...
amazing,
universally likable
to
play this character, who like can sort of edge onto the unlikable just to make sure that people didn't like. He's awful.
Yeah, I think he ends up having somewhat of like a redemption arc. He's supposed to be they put his most unsympathetic stuff at the beginning, so I think he does get there. Britt, you liked Maui?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. We will hit on him more when we get to narrative stuff, I assume. But let's do songs then the narrative. So, I feel like that's emblematic of Disney. These type of Disney films. The songs are more important than what happens. Yeah, I've been listening to the soundtrack all day. So let me give you my highlights of the soundtrack. So I think the big poster child song is "How Far I'll Go," which is Moana's like solo song, which is like I don't know.
Nobody can tell what you're singing.
Yeah, it's that song. I mean, I think if you've seen it once, you're not going to recognize the name. But I think that song's great. I think her voice is incredible on that one. My other highlights are the one Maui song, "You're Welcome," which is the one we're talking about when he drops him in, which I think is just a really great one.
I really like the animated sequence, like the latter half of it that went along with that song.
Yeah. Yeah,
but they're like doing all this stuff with the traditional,
the traditional, and like the paper cutout sort of look. I liked it a lot. Anyway,
yeah, that was really good.
I think that song is really, really good. Those two are the best. I think "Shiny," the crab song, like we talked about, is just very excellent.
Yes.
Yeah, by
Jermaine Clement. Yeah.
From Flight of the Conchords. That song's just very well done, and I think it's great.
Very clever.
Those would be my big three. If there's another one to highlight, it would be "Where You Are," which is kind of this one that plays in the beginning.
I think you're not mentioning my favorite song.
What's your fave song?
Well, I mean, you might have, but like you didn't say the right name. But "I Am Moana." Hello.
Yeah,
song, Dylan.
Yeah, "I Am Moana" includes the "How Far I'll Go." It's kind of like a little bit of a reprise of that, I would say. But yeah, that is another.
That is my favorite. It is like she's on the boat singing. Like I was like, I'm having my Disney princess moment. I hadn't had it before, and I finally had it at age 20, and I felt really. It was great.
Delaney, yeah.
And, like we're all in a row crying. Great.
Dylan, let her have her moment.
It was so good. I just think all of the songs, and I really just. I'm just so glad they had, voices from that region, from, Polynesia in this movie. And the songs are so great. I love it. It's just
Yeah, I thought the soundtrack was very strong overall. I do think it gets a little thin after the ones we're talking about. But I think we'll know the way the one when we flash back to the so there's a few like that don't. And
I think that was also like the trailer song as well.
It's fine.
I don't like those. I don't like the trailer song very much. I don't like the sequence with the boats, but the sequence
I love that.
Of the boats is great. I'm not sure how I feel about this song itself.
I like it. It's good.
But yeah, I think the soundtrack. I think it's a strength of. Yeah, I agree. There's no bad songs, but yeah, I think it's a strength of the film. The soundtrack. Do you guys agree?
Yeah, no, definitely. I really like it's gorgeous, and then the music's amazing. Like, good job.
Yeah.
Sam was unimpressed.
Frozen soundtrack or this soundtrack? We were talking about this before.
It's like apples and oranges. They're just different films, and they do different things. Does that make sense?
No, I think you can.
Soundtrack specifically.
Soundtrack specific, like. I think you can compare these, especially since we're talking about the new era of Disney. Frozen is definitely a part of that, and these are part of this is the new legacy of Disney, and I think this one's better. I think you can compare them. Again, my roommate had her crisis. Like, loves Frozen, we finished the film. She's crying because she loved it. And then she was like, I think I like this more than Frozen. She literally couldn't handle it. And she has all of the stuffed animals. I bought her a snow globe that's Frozen for Valentine's Day last year. Loves Frozen, obsessed. And this she had this crisis, and she's like, I think I like it. And she was crying because it was great. It's we've converted her. So
yeah. That's good.
Which I think it's. I do think it's obviously you can love Frozen and be like, they're both great. That's fine.
We'll get into the specific comparisons at the end. I'll give you an A or B. I'll do that at the end. But yeah, in terms of the soundtrack, I think I originally said this was as good as the Frozen soundtrack. I backed off a little bit. I'll probably take the Frozen soundtrack over this, but I do think it's close. I think this is very good.
I think they're very comparable films in terms of quality, which is nice.
Again, we'll do overall later. So let's do talk the narrative, which is what I would say would be the if the film was a weak point, it would be the film's narrative.
That's
which I
like
think,
every Disney movie.
yeah, it's a little thin. It's I think it moves very fast. It's you
I do
know,
think this narrative itself, like the plot, is very different for a Disney film, and I'm very happy about it.
It has
Like-
good bones.
Like
You know
from
what I mean?
like, wait, what'd you say?
It has good bones. Like the
Good
general
bones.
idea of what they're going to go do is very interesting. But they don't like their journey itself isn't up until the point where they meet the fire monster, Tahiki. Like the crab scene and the coconut scene are both just kind of thrown in there.
Well, a lot of it's just on the they're just on the boat.
They're just on the boat and they have like these little fight sequences and I just
Well, it's
feel
different for Disney. Like they're kind of me and my friends were like talking about, let's rank the Disney princesses based on like how they impact the world. So Moana wins because she saved the world, and
yes, she did.
Mulan
She does win. She
because
does
she
win.
saved China. So like those are the comparisons here.
There's Moana, Mulan,
And, like Jasmine and like because she like saves
Jasmine.
Aladdin, and then, like that's like
Jasmine saves Aladdin, she makes sure that
and then Tiana, she probably saves like Frog Boy, right? I haven't seen that movie actually.
okay. There's the princess comparison.
But-
Yeah,
What I was meaning is like this is a very different plot for like a Disney film in general. I think this
she like
you know-
doesn't go on like a personal journey,
Yeah.
or like not like a personally focused journey, like the way that the
Like,
characters in
it's not
Frozen do
selfish.
or Tangled does, but she like is going on a journey to save something else, which we haven't seen since old Disney.
right.
Or
Like it's
Disney
very
Channel.
there's like this greater idea going on. I really like it's just different and I really enjoyed it. Like and a
Yeah.
lot of times they're like fighting something. Like, there's something happening to them. Yes, obviously like this darkness is, happening to the island, but it's a very different feeling than we're literally being attacked by like an army, like and it's just I think that's probably like why I like this movie so much. It's just different. Like it's a very different Disney film, which I think is probably its strength. And it is the strength in its narrative is that how different it is, which is why it's a little weak because Disney doesn't really know. Like it's just this is new. They haven't done this before.
yeah. For me, I think that like the weaknesses come just from this is the typical Disney modern Pixar. Just you go through a million rewrites. You have you just change. You start animating, then you change the narrative, and then like it ends up being this very much feels like just the past 10 years of Disney and Pixar films to me. But if there's a big strength to me, and I think probably the highlight of the movie, I would say comes at the end when it has its Frozen types tropey subversive moment. And we think Maui has to be the one to replace the heart the entire time, but then it is Moana. Like Maui leaves, and it's Moana who does, and Maui comes back.
Yeah,
for
you know what?
support.
We didn't even have to go through like the whole like bulk of the movie. We could have just,
Moana could have done it on her own, and that's
Moana
the big
could've
thing. Like
just
she does
did
it
it by
herself. This is I've comment from patron Mitch. She says, "I really like Moana. The final 15 minutes in particular were so good from a feminist point of view. I really loved how much agency they gave Moana at the end of the movie. It was nice. I'm glad Disney went in that direction. Hopefully, future Disney films can have protagonists like Moana. Yeah, like that's the highlight for me is her being the one to replace the eye. Like I think that's the big narrative triumph.
And it's different from Brave because like Merida like caused the problem and then fixed it.
Oh God.
And then,
Did we podcast on Brave?
I think that might have been before our time, but yeah, we have not done that yet. But yeah,
We should.
I'll probably take this over Brave. I like Brave a lot though.
no, I love
I-
Brave.
Yeah.
But
I think this is much better than Brave. Brave has like plot issues, and this one has like similar plot issues, but
Yeah, Brave
movie
feels
is
like
much
this in a
better
lot of
than
ways.
Brave.
Well, I was
You know
about to
what
say
I
this
mean?
is better than Brave in that, like, it's a different sort of problem. But that's what's great about it is that she saves the world, and she really didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, no, it wasn't her fault. Yeah.
And that's really great because sometimes that happens, especially with female characters. Since like the Bible, that's been happening. Let's blame things on women.
Since the
So
Bible.
when we have this movie, and it's like, yes, Moana she's the hero. She gets because I was really nervous for the end. I mean, I figured it was Moana was going to save it because, like, come on. But I was getting a little nervous. I was like, okay, Maui's great, but Moana is really awesome, and she just go save it because she's great and amazing, and she needs to save her island. And Maui's
Yeah.
a little bit punk, and so I just loved it. It's like this is definitely like a Disney princess who like does something and is like it's just great. I know there's nothing wrong with a Disney princess who don't do anything, but like from a feminist perspective, this is like we need these princesses too. We need Moana.
Yeah, we really needed this moment, especially when a lot of this movie is Maui kind of like coaching her on what to do.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we did get there at the end with that.
It helps that Maui also literally isn't human.
Yeah, not human, and
she has like a mentor. He's her
Yeah.
Yoda.
It's very,
Yeah.
it's very, it's very. I mean, it's very Hercules, which is part of that's kind of why the movie's a little bit weird because we have this sea journey, but then we also have to have like the crab like Hercules battle kind of thing.
So
Yeah.
Maui is Danny DeVito.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
That's what I got from that.
Yep.
Similar to The Rock, yes. Very similar people.
Obviously.
But obviously, yeah. So I think that was a big highlight for the movie. Comparing it to Frozen, like I said, the big tropey subversive moment at the end of Frozen, spoilers for Frozen, is
Spoilers.
when it's the sibling love who breaks the whatever it was.
True familial
but it's not
love.
but it's not the romantic love. For me, like
Just what they did in Maleficent.
for me, that was incredible.
Mhm.
That was like a clear stroke version, like the movie built up to that. I think like the movie framed that better, I guess, than this did. Like they're both great. But for me, that was such a highlight in Frozen, and that really stood out. Yeah.
Well, I think the real twist, like for me, like the twist more too is also like there was the lava monster was
Yeah, that's another twist. Is the lava monster is the mother goddess, right?
Yeah, which
So-
I think that was
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I loved that because like fire, lava, that's how the islands are made. They're volcanic islands, and then she's literally that her heart is the chaotic portion of creation. And then Moana was chosen because she was the one who's kind enough to figure that out. And that, oh my goodness, that like scene
so
at the
good.
end where she's
can't-
like crawling toward her, I just can't. It's
was so good.
amazing.
I can't
So good.
believe
Like I literally was speechless.
I can't believe
That
that
scene.
Moana is in Lesbians with an island.
Yeah, that was the end of the movie.
Yes, that's what happened.
That
exactly.
that's what I got from the end of the movie.
Yeah.
That they're in love and they're gonna be happy.
Yep. Yeah, Moana and the Earth now forever in
Yep.
love. Yes.
Mhm.
I think that that twist, like that the lava monster is their goddess. For me, it worked like well because I thought back to the first 10 minutes when they explained this origin, and like the lava monster doesn't come out until after like the heart is taken from like the Earth goddess. So I think that it kind of makes sense in that level. Like it was just a reinterpretation.
It's like it's
of what
Tafidi,
happened.
right?
Yeah. Tafidi.
Tafidi. Yeah, Tafidi.
Tafidi, yeah.
So great.
So I thought that was satisfying to me. And like they didn't like lie; it was just kind of like a twist on what happened. The other narrative thing I kind of want to highlight is like the first 20-ish minutes, because we go through a lot of like Moana's upbringing and just like the
Oh my god,
background
baby
of the
Moana
island.
was so cute.
Yeah, baby Moana's
she
cute.
was.
A lot
So
of
cute.
she's like reacts well to the scary tale as opposed to everyone else, and we've like this is the 1000th movie when we have a Disney movie that has had like children's reactions to things now, like
The baby
It's the best.
versions of the characters. That's Disney's
best.
new thing.
I
well,
like
yeah, that too, but
her interacting with the ocean. She's like, "Ooh, a shell. Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece
Yeah.
of candy." And the island,
so
it was
great.
just like, "Oh, shit, they're coming."
yeah, I-
Astral.
and I think the song that I mentioned of Where You Are did a really good job of taking us through Moana's like just like her growing up and stuff and all of that
And her
worked really well.
culture and like
Yeah,
it's really great. I really love that song. And watching her grow up and then like she's singing the song and like she's doing all the things. It's really good.
yeah,
It's a really good introduction.
Yeah, thoughts on how the grandma's used in the movie?
I love her.
Amazing. I love her.
Perfect.
Also,
she's
like
not she's not just a tool, Dylan. You don't just use her. She is a gift.
As a narrative element,
She's a gift.
Sam.
oh well,
Yeah.
I saw her, and I was like, "You're going to be the Disney relative who dies." And
Yeah.
then she died. And then, but I don't know, it was just so great. Like, especially like they tied in the tattoos, and
So she's Katara then.
Yeah, she's
in this
Yeah,
Katara.
movie.
she's Katara.
Okay.
yeah,
And
Okay.
I finally got my wish.
They
and
merged
Yeah.
Katara finally
yeah,
died.
I got to watch Katara die.
together.
Yeah.
And like I think her as like it's very like Lion King-ish, like Simba and Mufasa, that's his name, right?
Yeah, instead of coming back in a cloud, she comes back in a stingray.
And it's really great. It just I think it's and then like of course and the animation for that is gorgeous. And I just think that like her guiding her like, you know, over the wave and like I'll be, you know, I'll show you the way. I think she was used very well. And especially on the, you know, the scene where it's just her and her grandmother on the boat. That's just I think she's used very well. It makes a lot of sense and it's not annoying or like I don't know, like that relationship I think is really important for the film and it's beautifully executed.
Yeah, I think she's the highlight of all like the home stuff. Like the home island stuff. Yeah. The one negative thing is I'd say she seems I might be biased by having read about the writing process, but she seems kind of inserted into the narrative of the film. Like I feel like you could just take her out and it functions similarly.
Well, I think they do that kind of on purpose, I think, in the beginning. It's like, oh, because she represents the Moana's connection to the ocean. Because it's this, oh, Moana, you have to be chief, and it's her parents pulling her this way, but then there's her grandmother and the ocean. Like, she literally dances with her grandmother.
They're
do waterbending, you know.
Yeah, we'll get waterbending in a second. But yeah, they bring her in and like in a purposeful way, and it's like now let's introduce this ocean side. Now that we saw the island side. I mean, if you look at the writing history, like she's like a late addition. But yeah, I mean that being said, they do have time to bring everything together.
I think it worked really well. Like I really liked it.
Yeah. Overall, yeah, she's very good. Two last minor narrative elements to talk about before we wrap things up. So Moana, the ocean is a character in this movie, and
that's kind of weird.
Moana water bends through the ocean, correct?
Yes.
Well, no, the ocean water bends her.
Like certain points where it's really needed for the plot. And that's what kind of annoyed me. And then they just like kind of wrote it off with the ocean's nuts. But I'm just like,
I don't understand why the ocean can't just get the heart back.
No, in Soviet Russia.
That's my thing.
Ocean bend you.
That was like one of the plot holes that I really did like, and I thought was kind of.
Yeah, no, the ocean's
only there. They could have done it in a way that made more sense.
Well, I think it fits in that it's like we have Hercules, like you know, we have Maui, and again, like this film is very similar to Hercules, and this kind of idea of like, yeah, the gods gave Maui his fish hook, and he's a demigod of like the wind and the waves, and then like it's very much that mythology, like oh yeah, they're kind of helpful, but they're totally not at the same time. Like I thought it was fine. I think it makes sense in that
wasn't
context.
Very helpful, yeah. The only thing the ocean really did was keep putting Moana back on the boat.
Which was hilarious.
You know what?
My favorite part was making you like, no, you were going on this adventure, now shut up and stay there.
We need to. It's a trope. It's the 5-man band trope. The leader, the lancer, the smart guy, the big guy, and the chick.
Okay.
Which
one's the ocean then?
Let's see.
Yeah.
The leader is, the leader.
Okay,
the
we don't need to identify each character. But
no,
I
do.
Think about that.
The big guy would be the ocean.
The ocean, okay. Yeah,
and then the chick would be Maui's tattoos.
Okay, well, that's our next topic. But I like how they personify the ocean by making it like this, like wave thing.
Like a snake.
And it's so cute! Like, they made the ocean adorable.
Yeah. So I think that was a good choice to kind of make it a character. So last thing, let's talk about the tattoos. We have our resident CGI expert here, Sam. Probably the weirdest thing about the film is, like, they try to do part of Maui's narrative through CGI tattoos on his body and like
apparently I was reading apparently those are like traditionally hand drawn.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, in the movie the tattoos?
Yeah.
But so was there CGI on top of it or what?
No, the Wikipedia just says.
I'm skeptical of that. Anyway, what did you think of the tattoos, Sam? Not CGI or not?
They made me feel very strange. I don't know. They just.
Yeah, did you get anything away from like I guess it was like Angel him, right, on his body, like Angel Devil. It was the good version of him that was giving him advice. Did you take anything away from that?
Or maybe more so maybe just like not like a symbolism thing, but like so he was talking about how he has to earn his tattoos. So, each tattoo is just like a story that, he was a part of and that had happened to him. And, wherein he was, mostly the hero, right? So tattoo him is like the heroic, idealized,
hero him.
Fable.
It's heroized him. Yeah, it's a better way than saying than Angel. Yeah, I agree. I think it makes sense with his character.
However,
yeah,
in terms of how the tattoo looks, it makes me feel very unsettled. I don't know. It just like it was very similar. Delaney brought up earlier to the I went to art school. I should
The
know
pottery.
this. Yeah, it's just it's like a certain form of pots. Anyway, yeah, but like the pottery in Hercules.
Yeah.
How
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
the muses are pretty much
Yeah.
communicated through the pottery. However, given that Hercules was all done in one animation style, mostly there was some CGI, whatever, you had to shoehorn it in back then because it was new technology, whatever.
Mhm.
Like that was perfectly fine, and it worked. And it worked narratively, and I agree it worked narratively here as well. It just looks weird.
Yeah.
It's just, having this really well done computer animated movie, the sunsets and the water
Ah, so pretty.
and the
gorgeous.
character designs and all this like amazing stuff,
Their hair
and
was really
having
Yes, their hair.
yeah, and the hair, and having this like almost, I don't like, it wasn't either, it just like wasn't fluid enough, or it was it was too fluid to like match the 3D action going on.
Yeah, I agree. If anything, is too fluid. Yeah.
It was too
Yeah.
fluid, and it made me it just looked unnatural. But it's a moving tattoo, so what's natural about that?
Yeah. Now that we brought up very quickly, Moana's hair, one of the highlights of the
Yes.
of the animation. The one
Feels
scene
like
where
how
like
far we've come with hair animation
Yeah.
from like
hair animation is its own thing. Yeah.
2003. Like, remember the Incredibles hair? Or like
Yes.
Yeah, the
So
one
many
standout thing is Moana's hair like slaps around and hits her in the face when it's wet, and like just unrealistic hair like
Mhm.
So
motions.
great.
Yeah,
And then like they highlighted a lot. Like they like tie their hair up, and
yeah,
it's good stuff.
They
yeah.
have buns.
Yeah, Brit, yay or nay on the tattoos?
They look neat when they're not moving.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's
Also,
good
he
in
literally doesn't have any nipples, and that bothers me.
I guess
But
he
baby
uses
Moana had nipples, so clearly they're not anti-nipples.
Free the nipple.
free the
Don't
nipple, there you
think
go.
that
Maybe because
have
he's
nipples once you get
yeah.
tattoos. You can get tattoos on your nipples. I wouldn't recommend it, but it
Yeah.
can be done.
I
Delaney-
guess demigods just don't have use for nipples.
I guess not. Yeah,
he was
he's
human
demigod.
originally. They just were like, "You're a demigod now. No nipples."
That's the mark of the transition. Yeah.
Yes.
There
Um,
you go. More nipples.
Delaney, buy or sell the tattoos?
I really liked them. They didn't bother me like watching them. I can see why they would bother people, but
Yeah.
they didn't bother me. And again,
Yeah.
like I love Hercules, and I was like, oh my god, it's her. So not only is it Hercules, it's tattoos, and it was just and it tied in really well with the other tattoos, and it was great.
Yeah, Hercules.
Like, I
much
thought it
better
was
use of
funny,
that
like
type
when they
of
were
thing.
acting. So like,
Yeah, I guess
what
my
was
thing
happening
is
was okay. They just didn't look the best.
yeah, I think it was fine. I don't think it was like a clear negative. But my thing is like I don't know what it super added to that character or the movie. So
It was just a funny thing to do.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
another character.
It was-
we got the chicken, we got
Yeah,
the
it was
ocean, and we got the
another character, yeah.
tattoos.
Oh, and
I
they like
preferred to
high
spend the
five.
time
They like
elsewhere.
high five him. On his
They
chest.
gave
Yeah.
him a hug at one point. He,
Yeah,
like,
that was
squeezed his
good.
pectoral.
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
good.
Okay, let's wrap it up with how good is this movie? So my question is, of the movies you've seen, what is your favorite animated film of the year? Delaney.
Of the year, which ones have I watched?
So we've had the major releases this year have been Moana, Finding Dory,
I watched
Zootopia, and Kubo. So I have not seen Kubo, but out of those four, what's the best, you'd say?
I think it's Moana. I really loved Zootopia. That was really good. But I think Moana for me is the best one I've seen this year.
Okay, Sam, what's your thought?
Considering I didn't really like Zootopia or Finding Dory, Moana wins. But I
Yeah.
really like Moana on itself. Like, I don't know. Ask me again when we have to watch.
Yeah, we'll sit
the
on
Oscar
it for a little
movies.
bit. Yeah, we'll sit on this one. But Britt, what about you?
I haven't seen Kubo or Finding Dory.
Okay, what about this versus Zootopia?
I like Zootopia more, but that's more like a personal reason because I really feel for that bunny.
Do you feel for that, buddy?
I feel for that bunny, but I think Moana better movie. I think Moana has better animation
Yeah.
and
that's fair.
character guides, but I like Zootopia more because its plot is better.
Well, I've seen every
And the
animated
characters
movie
are
this year
good.
in theaters.
You even saw storks. Sausage Party. You saw that?
No.
I watched
Oh.
Sausage Party.
Okay, well, that's a later. That's
No
a
thanks.
later podcast.
I
Yeah,
refuse
right
to
now.
watch that movie.
Yeah, again, I haven't seen Cuba yet, but right now I'm on Moana for the best animated film of the year. I do
like,
think for me it's
Kubo
very
is really
close
good,
with.
though.
Yeah, I'll see. We'll reevaluate Kubo. I think Finding Dory is excellent though. So this
Yes,
is
Finding
slightly,
Dory is
slightly
amazing.
above Finding Dory for me.
I think
but-
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver was the best part of Finding
I mean, that was a highlight for sure.
It was.
She was the
okay.
best part.
Okay, around the horn, let's do some comparisons. Moana or blank? Moana or Frozen, Delaney?
Moana.
Sam?
Moana.
Brit?
I just like them both. Shut up.
Okay, well, even.
Cop
Yeah.
out.
We
The
just gotta.
happy camper. They are both exist
fine,
in the same
yeah.
space, and
Yeah, that's an acceptable answer.
that's fine.
I'll
Okay.
take Frozen, but again, I love Frozen, so that's not saying.
All right,
like, this film is anything
forgive me
different.
for using this Tumblr post in this next sentence. We just
Okay.
gotta let Frozen go.
That's how. Yes.
Just let it go, you know.
I want Moana on everything I see for the next year and a half.
The song
I swear to
doesn't
God.
have a. This movie doesn't have a Let It Go. Is what I would say to that.
Yeah, that's true, but you know, it's time to let it go, Dylan.
Moana or
I am so-
Tangled, Delaney.
Oh, I hate Tangled. Moana.
can't be
Sam,
friends with
Moana.
Brit.
I just ended mine and Brit's friendship.
Yeah, Brit. I think Brit.
Tangled.
Back it up and say Tangled. Yeah. I'll say Moana. I also like Tangled though.
I will say I've only seen half of Tangled, but I don't like the animation style, which is the main issue
You
I
can't
have.
just say you can't say I hate Tangled. I've
I
only seen
hate it,
half of
though. I
Tangled.
saw half of it.
Disqualified. Opinion disqualified.
I
That's-
didn't really like
Don't
Tangled.
disqualify her terrible opinion. She's the worst ever.
Not like
Um,
To make
have-
a grave is to say, here lies me and Delaney's friendship. She said
Yeah,
she
there you
hated
go.
Tangled
Yeah,
because she'd only seen half of it.
yeah. That's not. It's
like it. I'm sorry.
enraged, Brit.
What you're gonna get for Christmas?
Princess and the Frog. I have not seen.
I
if you have
haven't
not,
seen
have you seen that movie, Delaney? I have seen.
No.
I was going to say I
I've
have not
seen
seen
that.
as an acceptable answer. Sam, Princess and the Frog.
I have seen it.
Okay, Moana or that.
Moana. Princess
Right.
and the Frog. It's all right. So you mentioned earlier how you wish this movie was longer.
Yeah.
I felt like Princess and the Frog greatly suffered from being not 88, 90 minutes.
All of
Yeah.
these movies suffer
Princess
from
and
being
the
like
Frog
that.
needed, like,
Moana
another-
suffered less. I feel like.
Moana had a more of a
45
condensed
minutes.
story. Yeah, Princess
Yeah.
and the Frog.
Moana,
tried to do a lot.
Moana is like, it's almost like
It's 95 minutes.
Yeah,
it's
like-
slightly longer. Yeah. Brit, Princess and the Frog or Moana.
Moana, but once again, Princess of the Frog suffered the songs weren't all that great, and plot wise, they tried to do something very. I think Tatiana and all the characters in that movie are better fleshed
Dylan.
out.
Moana is almost 2
plot-wise.
hours.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's
If
an
you,
hour.
if you
and
include
53 minutes.
if you include the credits, yeah.
Why is
Well,
that
I
even
googled the
possible?
runtime.
Anyways.
Like,
Yeah,
it's,
runtime includes credits.
don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Brit was saying positive things, or I don't know about
About Princess and the Frog and its
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah.
How many
Yeah.
minutes was Moana?
Well, for me,
103?
runtime is 1 hour and 53 minutes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So they get longer credit. Yeah. Give me Moana, but I also think Princess and the Frog is very good.
I want
Last
to-
one. Last one. Wreck-It Ralph, Delaney or Moana.
Oh, okay. This is the one that also Wreck-It Ralph was in the credits. Did y'all see Wreck-It Ralph's in the credits?
No.
He's
No.
jumping around. Anyway,
Yeah. Okay.
I love Wreck-It Ralph. So this is me. This is kind of like me and Frozen, like Brit and Frozen and Moana. But I'm gonna have to pick Moana. Just like I'm gonna have to pick Moana, but I love Wreck-It Ralph. That hurt me a little bit. But
Sam.
It's been a long time since I've
Yeah.
seen Wreck-It
Yeah, I
Ralph.
don't have an easy answer to this one.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember liking it a lot because of video games.
Yeah.
However, I feel like I would feel differently if I saw it back to back with Moana. I felt
Yeah, we'd have to rewatch.
Well, they're
it.
I
very
felt
they're very
connected.
comparable. We have this, we have the female main character. Well, I don't know Ralph. He's kind of more in the beginning, but we have the girl, and then we have this big dude, and there's no romantic. That's just they're
This
just bros.
Big dude, yeah.
this big dude.
That's true,
This
yeah.
big guy.
Ralph or Maui? Who you got?
Ralph.
Ralph,
Brit,
yeah.
Wreck-It Ralph or Moana?
Moana. No, you said Brit.
I said Brit. You
I-
kind of
I
answered
have not
already.
seen Wreck-It Ralph,
Okay.
so
You have-
Yeah, I'll take Moana, but I haven't seen Wreck-It Ralph.
I thought
so.
you were comparing the characters as Moana's better than Ralph. Sorry.
I watched
Yeah,
Wreck-It
Moana's
Ralph,
better than anyone. Come on.
Yeah, true.
So that's it. We love Moana. Let us know your thoughts, comments, YouTube comments, and Tumblr
Yep,
asks.
because it's not the actual movie.
This is not the actual movie, Brazilians. Don't think it's the movie on YouTube, Brazilians. But yeah, look at our Zootopia. By the way, if you want, look at our Zootopia on YouTube. Just look at how many views it has, and 80% of those are Brazilians for some reason. Anyway, podcast coming up. Ruby, Powerpuff Girls, a bunch of stuff. We're gonna have, like I mentioned, have a Beauty and the Beast retrospective. I'll put that out midweek. But yeah, we're bringing like 5 podcasts this weekend, so check that out. Overlyanimated.com. Delaney's on a lot of them. Patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thank you very much to our patrons, Mitch Cordell, Beatrice, Nate, Andy, Jamie, Rachel, John, Ryan, Catherine, Taylor, Davon, Jay, John Finishin, Victoria, and Katrin, a.k.a. Few, Mitch Grinner, Z, Beach Exchange, Nathan Fillion, Buzz Liker, Mimman, Richard Rose, Jennifer, Brian, Cookcat, Needle, Diamond Day, Jewel, Garfield, Fusion, Scarlac, Patron, Katrin. Last comments, anyone?
Please pre-record that.
No, that's not the last
nickname
comment.
thing.
About Moana. Moana.
Go see Moana in theaters.
Yeah.
Okay.
This isn't just like Disney. Like, I mean, literally, like, you need to see it in theaters.
Delaney
That's
thinks
how good
Disney needs more money. That's what she's saying.
No, I don't. Disney does not need more money. Disney owns like half of like the planet's like corporations. But
thank you guys very much for listening.
Go see it.
There you go. Go see it.
It's pretty. You'll get to see the sunset and the water animation and be like, "Oh yes, very nice."
Yep. Thank you guys for listening. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Love you guys.
Bye.
Don't die.